Good morning, everyone. Oh, my voice is a little bit shaky. I've got a cold. Oh, I've already got Lawrence. Lawrence the Fox, he wants more points. You are my challenger, Lawrence. So I'm going to open a table. To be honest, last match, apart from playing 53, wasn't a great match for illustrating all-round things, concepts, because there was that stupid containment game which took up most of the time of the stream. So let's hope for something more balanced. Hey Martin, nice to see you. Let's see who crawls out of the woodwork this time of the morning. That was a bit mean. Where did that come from? I mean, top of the morning to you. Lovely to see you. Let me try and open. I think I have to refresh. I have to refresh this. The number of points Lawrence scammed from me in the last match, like 30 points. Okay, now I'm going to close the toolbar. Maybe I'll just put the light on my face so you can see my beautiful face more easily. So Lawrence, I'm going to create the table now. I'm ready for you. 7 points. Casual. Yeah, I'm going to play slowly to illustrate all the concepts and things which I think I understand, but probably don't. So yeah, just set up the table and waiting for the fox, the Fuchs. Hey James, I know your name so well, but I don't think we've met. What a lovely morning stream. I think I'm going to do this in the morning. I've got the sun in my step. I'll create another table. Oh. No, I don't want it on me. Marius, there we go. Perfect. Great. Have a great match, Lawrence. So 3-1. Yes, got my arrows. 6-1. Is obvious now. Okay, so what do we do here? Do we come down and split, unloading off the bar, off the midpoint, or do we actually do a major split and split to the 22 point, which is nice? It gives that if the man is on the 22 point here, then he can scoot out with sixes, as opposed to being on the 23, he can't. So I think it's interesting, like I'm trying to synthesize my gut play with what I calculate, and often what happens is that I play worse when I calculate, but my calculation or my more in-depth view suggests that there's value in going to the 22 point here. Just to... Again, I know I'm labouring this, but the whole point of this stream is to really go in depth. So there is value in going to the 22, but then you do want to unstack the midpoint as well. So I'm really not sure. So I'm going to go for the unusual play, so that if it pops up as an error, then I'll remember it. And if it doesn't, I'll still remember it, because I remember I made an unusual play. So Lawrence... probably doesn't want to go to the 18 point, so by elimination he has to play the 6 like this and then split. That's good. Now still there's pressure on me to unstack my midpoint, and then the question is, how badly do I want to get away from some of these checkers which are looking to drop down on my face in the inner board? And usually the the idea is that it's better to be hit outside in the outer board than to be hit in the inner board, because if the inner board hit is successful for your opponent, then he can make the point, whereas if the outer board hit is successful for your opponent, he doesn't get to make a point in the process. So I don't know. I want to unstack and get a checker on the 8 point as well, which is a builder for the 4 point. Yeah, maybe even split to the 21. I didn't even see that, actually. That's funny. So Lawrence hasn't used 1 second yet, which is, you know, fine. Here, he should just run all the way. And another good reason for, well, one of the reasons I looked at running was that he needs to get the man off the 23 point. The 23 point isn't a good place to be. So he did do that, but he chose then to stop at the 21 point, which is a better place to be in terms of getting out and escaping, which is what he wants to do. But it's not a good place to be to try and avoid being hit in board, which is what we were looking at with the 5-1. So questionable play there by Lawrence. And now I'm 8 pips down, but I've got an advantage just because I'm on roll, and I can roll some attacking numbers like 4-2, 4-1, 2-1, 4-4. And then I noticed that like 4-1 is duplicated because it can make the 20 point. Of course, I wouldn't make the 20, I would make the 4 point. But I would say I'm a favourite here. But obviously nowhere near being able to double, no, not close to being able to double. And now, the 3 point is the obvious play, but now I can come out to the 16 point and play 6-4 and dupe the 4. And the advantage of that is that I make it less likely for him to make the 21 point anchor, which is something that I do want to stop him from doing. And then, of course, if I come out with the 6, this is tricky. I mean, I think I've made my mind up I'm going to make the 3 point, but the other advantage about going to the 16 point is, of course, that he has to break the mid when he hits, which is not so good for him, really. I don't know what to do here. I think I'm going to actually change my mind and come out and hit. Even though what I'm looking at, if I make the 3 point like so, his numbers to make this, i.e. 2-1 and a 3, are very heavily duplicated here. But then he's also got numbers like 4-2 and 2-2, which will be powerful for him. So he's got some numbers without a 3, which do good things on the other side of the board. So I'm going to go for this play. I'm going to go out and slot. I wonder what you guys think of that. So now when he rolls something that hasn't got a 3, I realise how bad my play is. And gets me thinking that maybe it's not worth trying to do that if when you do get hit it does harm your position quite a lot. And it does. Sometimes it's weird, you have to actually wait to see what the number does to actually get a sense of what's going on in the position, rather than visualizing it. So, or maybe I just didn't visualize the hit well enough. So he hits twice anyway. I would have come out, but I've got a better ball. What's the logic of him hitting again in the inner board, since if I don't, if let's say I come in with one checker, is it that's an asset for him that he's got the ace point which he can pick and pass on, meaning maybe he'll be able to hit my checker there and then cover the blot on the ace point. I mean, I don't think it's good for him to have that, and then of course I can just roll a 1 and hit. So I'm not sure about that. Now, of course, he should hit and cover. It cleans up the position, leaves no extraneous shots. Of course, I can still hit him on my 4 point. Double 5-1 obviously comes in. And then the one from the 16 point goes to the 6, which is a good place. And then I could come out. I could make the 3 point, but I don't think there's such an advantage in making the 3 point to make it to overturn the downside of being hit on the 16 point. Sorry, did I say 16 point twice? What I meant is that the upside of making the 3 point, it would leave a blot there because I've got 3 to play now, and I don't think that's worth the effort. So therefore I'm going to use the pips to come home a bit more rather than leave checkers. Well, how do I explain? This is difficult to explain. I guess that when you make the 3 point, you're leaving 3 checkers back. When you come out, you're just getting 1 out. And so my idea is to get the checkers out and just accept that there's a raised deficit, and also 3s are duplicated. So I don't want to get too laborious. What's going on? I mean, I think the 3 point is a bit of an overshoot. 1, 2, 3, and I just, maybe I'm seduced by the fact that the checker from the 16 goes to a good place, so I'm going to make this play. And that's what they call an air ball. But I did note that 3s were duplicated. Yeah, I said that. Well, Lawrence is up in the race, and he can just run a back checker, which is fine. Now I definitely make the 4 point, and then the question is, do I really have to play 15 to 13? What I really want is maximum outfield coverage, therefore playing 13-11. I'm really not sure about this one. Again, I would just go by feeling that 13-11 is superior. And he's got a 2 point board. Again, because of time constraints, you know, it's like even though we're on casual, I can't take too much time over everything. So the 2-1, he would have just made the 5 point, but of course it's superior for him to hit me than to make the 5. But so he's got confused already. The 5 points obviously an improvement. The 5 points obviously an improvement. But it doesn't send a checker back, so yeah. And then 5-6 is an obvious play. I have to come out so as not to be hit in the inner board. So some nice things going on here, some nice plays to illustrate, nothing too esoteric. Widespread concepts, things that come up often in the game, I would say. Like with that double two outfield coverage versus the downside of getting hit. And then I didn't see this play, I would have made the 4 point, but it's nice and compact. You can't say that there's nothing going for it. So that if I don't hit him back, he's got a clear route to victory. I mean, the upside of the play is that he only leaves this blot in the inner board, which obviously he can't not leave. So that's something positive to say about his play. And then I think we can dismiss 13-7 with the 6, because we actually cover the outfield better in a way by going to the 16 point, and we also prevent rolls like 6-1 and 6-3 making the 5 point with impunity, because then if he does that, I'll hit him back with a 2. So I like going to the 16 point there. I don't like the fact that my system is about to crash because it doesn't like the arrows. So that's why I'm not able to click on the play yet. It's still okay. It will turn off eventually. Yeah, so the 6-2. Okay. We do that. We go like that. And he's wants to double. You can see there's a little bit of like, okay, tiny bit, tiny pause, but so much information just given away in that pause, even when you're not playing someone across the board. And now, is he going to do another double hit? I don't think so. Yeah, so this leaves not that many shots. But if I hit, the game swings. Now he will double because he stopped before, and people double when... It's very simple. When you're on the bar, people double. It's just so basic. And that's not to say that it's not dangerous. It is a little bit dangerous. I mean, it's very dangerous in a way. So what am I hoping for? Like, numbers that don't come out from behind my 4 prime. Like anything without a 4 and a 6. They are duplicated, right? Because things like 6-4, double 4, double 6 are amazing and point on the 2 point. But if he rolls like 5-2 or 5-1, well, 5-2 will make the 4 point. 5-1 will have to hit loose. This, again, I'm going to con myself into passing, but my initial instinct is taking this. But if he does roll... So what's he got? Like 6... let's say he's got 9, 10 rolls that smash me on the 2 point. And then... if he doesn't... he's got most other rolls. I'm going to have about a third of a chance of anchoring. So I've maybe got... If you count the instances where he smashes me on the 2 point and I almost never anchor, then maybe I get about a 25% chance of anchoring. And when I anchor, I probably win maybe 16 games, something like that. Yeah. Martin says, assume I have to grip my teeth and take this. Well, that was my instinct. But I'm not going to go with my instinct. I'm going to just go with my calculation and see how bad it can be. And then, so when he doesn't point on me on the deuce point, I can also just come in, and how bad is that for me, or good for him? So he could roll something like a 4-1, make the 5, and then I could come in with a 3-6. Just come out. So I have a 25% chance of anchoring, but then I've got... So in 12 out of 36 games, let's say he hits me on the 2 point, and in the other 24, I anchor in a third of them, that's 8 games, and then the other, let's say there are 16 left, and in maybe 10 of them I come in. So maybe that's where my equity lies. I just come in, and then I've got a good board. So he's got 6-4, double 6, 6-4, double 4, 6-5. That's 5 shots. Double 3, 6 shots. 5-4, 7 shots. Double 5, 8 shots. What have I missed out? 6-5, 6-4, 5-4, 6-4, 6-5, 6-4, 5-4. Six, 5, 6, 4, 5, 4. Double 6, double 5, double 4. So it is 9. Yeah, the 3 squared. Yeah, okay. And then it's 10 with double 3. Yeah, okay, so what has that showed me? It's a little bit worse than 9. Then when he anchors, when he hits me on the 2 point, I can still feasibly anchor maybe. So in all these calculations I haven't really reached a conclusion, which isn't good. But that's what I'm doing over the board. I think I have to calculate, just to recap, I have to calculate how often I anchor, since that's my most obvious source of game wins, and I calculated 25%, of which I win. That's 9 games in 36. Maybe I win 5 games. I'm probably favourite if I anchor, maybe. Holding the cube, 5 games in 36. And then I just need to eke out another 4 games, or maybe 5 or 6, because I get gammoned a bunch. So that's what I'm thinking. Alright, so I would always take this, but let's see how it plays out. Hopefully he will make the right plays here. I didn't take that into account. So he did roll the double 3. Does he smash me always? Well, double 6 is a bit of an outlier. He has to hit loose, but I only have a 4. Now he should make the 3 point, I think. Yep. And obviously not winning from here. So once that kind of parlay is over, but obviously there's a huge swing on what he rolls in the first roll. If he rolls one of the 10 good numbers, then I'm dead. Or pretty much. Okay. If I hit now, maybe I have like 35%. Okay. So that was another instance where my instinct goes against my better judgment. It seemed like after the calculation that it was a pass. It seemed like I didn't win enough games to compensate for the loss of gammons. Definitely won like 25%, but maybe needing to win a lot more than that. Because now, very difficult to save the G. Almost impossible, I would say. But I have to say, I was swayed a little bit. This is just a psychology by Martin's comment, because I rate Martin's play, and that's not a dig at you, Martin, at all. It's just an acknowledgement of how I can be influenced and how things can affect my play. But I kind of also expect most people to pass things like that, and so if a good player is saying take, then yeah, maybe I would take. So 4-0 down, and Reese finally turned up. He's a bit late. 6-5. So 2-1 I will slot. 6-5 is a good roll. I'm going to have to play a little bit more quickly. So I'm 4-0 down. Even this, I'm going to have to think about. So 6-2-3-5, 4-4-2, but they're not all equal hits. Obviously, 4-4 is a monster. But let's just say that any of those 6 hits could be market losing sequences. And then things like 6-1, well, unless he rolls really badly, like rolls 5-5 or something, it's unlikely to be that bad for him. And then we have like 3-3. Now I'm rethinking that. So things like 6-1 and 4-1 that make the bar, if he rolls like a 5-3, of course he's taking. So is that all I need to know? He's going to take if I roll 6-1 and he rolls a 5-3, makes the 3-point. And 6 can be a market loser as well. But of course, like the numbers that hit on the 9-point, they're not immediate market losers. They can tend towards being market losing sequences. It depends on what my opponent rolls. So I don't know, and I'm just always influenced by the pip count a little bit too much, but I think probably not. And now I don't know how to play this at all, because I don't really want to touch any of my checkers here. I want to leave them where they are. I can't afford to slot the bar. So do I have to play 8-5? Or do I have to play major split and it's down? I don't know. I don't really know. Okay. So I didn't cube. I did not cube. What's going on? Postman just be 5 minutes back soon. 5 minutes? Okay. It gives me a chance to talk about, is Lawrence actually going to deliver some post? It gives me a chance to I was going to talk about this position here. So before we rolled a 4-3, how do we work out if it's a double? Well, obviously the score is a huge factor, but how do we work out, let's say, if anything's a double? And what I was looking at was market losing sequences. So considering, let's say, the best rolls to start with, which were numbers that hit this checker, although they're not necessarily the best rolls, but rolls will come to mind when you're playing, and that's fine. So just consider some of them. And then I was trying to follow it through and see what, if I did hit that checker on the 16 point, what it might look like after my opponent rolled something. So my opponent could come in with, let's say, a 2-5, and then he'd play bar 23, 13-8. This is such a mess, I know. And then would my opponent not be able to take the cube on my next go? I would have a checker there. It would be, this checker would be there. And I think, although it might be close, I think my opponent would probably be taking. So if on one of my best rolls or sequences my opponent's still taking, then I can be more comfortable that I'm not missing a trick and that it's not a cube. I could get XG up while Lawrence is XG. There's one guy that does a YouTube channel, I can never forget, that pronounces, I think he's Dutch, and he pronounces XG as XG. So let me get XG up. I guess a G is a G is G. Okay, it's firing up. I hope Lawrence hasn't just left me. Yeah, 6-6 was probably a market loser. I could actually put in that position, and we will see. That's a good use of time. Can I remember that position? Yeah, he just rolled like a 5-4. How did this sequence come about? I don't really remember, but yeah, I can sort of look at this position and maybe just about... Oops, sorry guys. I didn't realise I had it on... Ah, there you are, okay. No problem at all. So, unfortunately don't have time to do that. Now he rolls a 5-4, we don't get hit, and still we've got like a good position. And then the question is, if we make the bar, like he can roll things which are bad for him, like 6-5, 6-4. Well, 6-4 would make the 2 point. So question is, making the bar, could it generate some market losing sequences? And I don't think it can generate that many, but I could be wrong. He would be able to play 5-4 if I made the bar. And then there's numbers like, what if I roll just a 6-2, or if I make the anchor and then he rolls anything? I think he's still going to take. I think, again, this is really tricky. It's not clear to me at all whether or not this is the cube. And now obviously I'm delighted I haven't cubed, but I don't really know how to play this. I want to leave the checker on the 20 so I can link up and make the anchor there. And I don't want to come down from the mid, because then that just lets him kind of escape completely. and I can just put the checker on the 5 point, so it builds for the 4 point. I mean, I'm also worried about if I play 2 down, he could like play his 5-1 out to the bar, and then I'd be forced to hit off strip points. So maybe I should come off the 20 point. No, I'm fine with the time, but Martin, 2 minutes 47. It's just I won't be able to talk at length, unfortunately. So 6-1 at this score makes it easy. The decision is easy. He definitely doesn't want to get into a position that's volatile. And if he hits, I will probably cube, just because I don't know whether it is or isn't, and it can't be that bad. Let me see if XG is ready. I'm just getting it ready for you. No, it's not there. Done. He hasn't played it yet. I'm there. Okay, I'm back. So after that, I don't think I'm still kind of, I have my favourite slight sort of sense of being a favourite in that I can always make the 20 point and then he's got nothing, but I don't always make the 20 point, and now even at this score I would be sad to have cubed. Double 2, okay. Yeah, this is tricky. There's so much to think about here, and I'm not really vocalizing my thoughts, which I should do. So the natural play is kind of to come in on the 22, so that you have your back checkers split and you don't get primed. But then I noticed that I'm behind in the race, so that should militate in favour of me being able to prime him more than him priming me. But then I don't want to give up my 11 point, because that would be the only sensible 3. And then if I do just play big and he hits me, I can stand a hitting contest because I also got a 3-point board. But then, do I really want to get into a hitting contest anyway when I've got reasonable chances to prime him? So let's say I come in on the 24 point and he rolls 5-1. I don't have so many good options, really. I'm just going to go with this. I really don't. This is one of the most difficult play, really, of the whole game for me. I know he's not going to cube. So had he rolled 5-3, I'd still be back on definitely back on the 24 point. I know he can't double at this score, so now I'm forced to hit. If he doubles, maybe he can double, I don't know. I would probably take, well, I would take. Okay. And this is like, the downside of what I did is I just got kind of, I can play 6-1 here. I'm not going to. I got maybe he could cube there. Actually, it would be a very big pass, but maybe it's too good. I'm not sure. Yeah, I got kind of wiped out, and I got lucky to roll the 1. So, and if he didn't cube, then I mean, I think he wins some gammons. Oh no, what's going on? Yeah, I think... Oh, there we go. I think he should not double, is what I'm saying. I think, you know, he only leaves an indirect, but he's... how many gammons does he win? I'm not sure. Okay. So, okay. Okay, he was obviously doing something. So 3-2, yeah, I like to split to the 21 point, 6-1. Double 4, he will make the 5. And now the cubing dynamic is something to the tune of, well, I want to cube early, but now he's got kind of a very lowish take point when he doesn't lose gammons. I think lower than he had at 4-0. So I've got to be a little bit careful of cubing too early, just to let him win the match for nada. And this is his perfect role, his dream scenario. And now I'm thinking, is it conceivable that he could have win the PR again? And I think, yeah, possibly. I could have taken a huge pass. That 3-1 could be very bad. So I'm really not sure. I don't remember too much that Lawrence did bad. G2, what have I got there? So 2-1, I'm gonna split, and I don't think I can afford to be hit by 4s. We have 12 viewers, sort of almost breaking records. And I don't know how he should play this. So whether or not it's risking too much to hit, and then I've come to the conclusion after a few seconds that it isn't, and that he should probably just hit, because he's got the 21 point anchor and there's such a big gain, and that even though he's at this preservation score, he doesn't want me to roll a 2, but he goes for that, so I'm not sure. And then I don't know how to play this, because I don't really want to play behind with the 4. But I am behind in the race, so I think it's better than coming up. Double 3's a beauty, so I should... XG2, why have I got XG2 there? Sorry, I'm just gonna get XG ready. Okay. So yeah, he makes the obvious play, and now this is perfect. He just wants to play on for the gammon. So all he wants is to do that. Why can I not see XG? 6-1, great. He makes the 4 points, so that's all good stuff for him. Okay, I'll sort it out. I don't want to time out. Yeah. Okay, so I'm in. Obviously that saves a lot of gammons, that's big. Come out to the bar with 4. Yeah, I didn't know. Why though? 6-4 makes 2-1. I don't think I want to give an extra shot to be blocked to be hit out there in the outfield, so I'm just gonna play him board. It's not terrible on the 2 point. Question is, does he come out now? I don't know the answer to that either. Maybe he dupes the 3s, and I need a 6-3 to hit him on the 15 point. I struggle with... Okay, so he doesn't come in, and now I can make the 2 point because I had so many checkers in zone. I would have tried to get on the other side of the moon. Yeah, I saw that, but he also had checkers on the 6 and on the 13 and on the 8 point. So now I can make the board, although that gives him a good double 3. I can make the board and hopefully be able to play one of my checkers in board next go, because he's going to play from his 8 point. Alright, I don't know. I'm going to... Because he had play from his 8 point, I thought maybe it wasn't so beneficial for me to make the 2 point. Let me turn the sound effects on for added. 3-1 is beautiful. So I think I have to hit with anything and just suffer the gammon. If I get gammoned, I get gammoned. He should come out with 1, I think, because I don't have that many shots to hit him if he stays on the 21 point. Yep. 5-2, I just play safe. 3-2, he plays safe. 4-1, I play safe. Okay. Now I don't know. So if he flunks here, I can just cube him out, I think. I don't know. I do get gammon, but I got the ace point. Wow, okay. That was a difficult play. But if anyone, I'm going to have time for a second one. I'm feeling like a second one. If anyone has time, so 6-4, I need to come out. So it's highly likely I'm going to get gammon for the match. And there's a good chance that my PR is crap, which is a little bit worrying. So 4-2, just come down. Double 4 is probably good for him. Do I just bring them in? Just come out. I don't think I can any point staying on the 20. Okay, so I get another shot. No. Okay, now I have to go. And I still might get the coup classique. So I suppose I just slot the... I'm going to get gammon, so I slot the 4 point to try and make it. What am I panicking? I've got so... 1, 2... I've got so much time. Keep the man on the 4 point. Doesn't feel like I'm going to hit this. Okay, so good match, Lawrence. I mean, I think he had some very easy decisions, but I think he played well. Okay, so I didn't play too badly, and Lawrence played pretty well. I'm going to get this analysis on to XG. I was a little bit worried about that, but we're going to look at this in XG. So I'm going to download, and then I'm going to look at all these really interesting decisions that I had. I'm here. Let me try and not sure why it's not seeing it. Okay. Add source. Add new source. There we go. Window capture 3. Select option. Okay, it's not seeing it at all. Will it see it now? No. Please. We want to remove that. We want to get what's going on. Pleasure, Lawrence. Well played. I think you played well. I think you played well. I'm not sure why it's not showing up. I'm really interested in that cube action, and I think you should be too. I cannot get it to see the thing at all. Alright, I'm gonna have to just do it on silly old heroes, so 3-1, 6-1, 2-1, so the best play is to play 22 and 6 to 5. 13, 11, 6 to 5 isn't even in there, but this is why I need XG, because I don't really understand or trust Here we go. Now you should be able to hear me as well, which is useful. And then you can see this, right? Can you guys hear me? Yeah. You guys can hear me, right? We need to get rid of this. Oops. So much doodling and noodling. So much caboodling. What is going on? Can see, you can't see me though. Okay, so that cube, he had, you know, 3 on the 6 and 4 on the 7, something like that. Let's have a look. The one that Martin helped me with. Okay, I think we're good. Alright, so here we go. 3-1, 6-1, and then the 2-1 on 4-ply, yep, is good. 13, 11, 6, 5 is third. So maybe I would have played that. And then the 5-1 coming up and down is good. 5-2 was a blunder not to run to the 16. And then I made this really interesting play, which I thought about, and my thinking was good. My thinking was good, but after I got hit with the 4, it felt like my thinking was bad. Anyway, guys, just before I carry on, does anyone want to play another one? We have time for one more, I think. So I kind of knew that Lawrence's 2 plays were bad. I forgot about them here. No reason to hit on the ace point. Then I came in with 2, and he hit and covered. Then I came round to the 6 point, did that kind of thing with the... Didn't make the 3 point, but making the 3 point is not far away. It's the second best play, which is this. Which is interesting. I wouldn't have known they were that close. Then 6-2 was forced by Lawrence, and double 2, I made another good play where I resisted getting the checker from the on the 15-point save because I wanted to cover the outfield, so I just left it there and made the 4 point. Oh, what? That's ugly. How did I play 3.63? And then Lawrence hit when I was telling him he should hit, and actually he should have made the 5 point. I don't really see that at all. Five, 6 I came out, and then I think I would have made this play with a double 2, something like this, make the 5 point probably, but I did see value in Lawrence's play. It kept a sort of a no-shot position. 2-6 I came out, and here's the moment of truth. I mean, it feels like it's a take, right? Yeah. So why is it a take? Like, why is it a take? Just because even maybe when I don't anchor, I just come in a lot of the time. So he rolls something like a 4-2, and I've still got 3 points to come in with. So maybe that's what I need to learn about in these positions. I was very close to passing this, and I just didn't know what was going on. My instinct was that it was an easy take. But like you could hear after the event, I had no idea what it was. So 2 points in board. If he makes 3, I still come in, and then I can come in and hit even. Stuff like that. But after he rolls double 3, I mean, yeah, it feels very bad to have hit. And then I thought he should make the 3 point, but the computer disagrees. And it got to this position, yeah, even the double 1, yeah, he should just go and make the 4 point. I saw that, kind of. Well, yeah, Martin, we're trying to, no disrespect, but we're trying to level up and not just copy the computer. We're trying to work out what's going on. And I think, like I said, look at the number of points that you can just come in on, and see that when you come in, you're not delighted, but you've got some play, and then your opponent has to hit you loose. Yeah, that's a very good comment, Martin. Yeah, plenty of counter chances after the 75% of non-lethal rolls. Well, I think it's a 26-10 split. I think he had 2 deadly rolls. So, yeah. 2-1, 2-1. And then I was thinking of cubing here, and it was quite a distance away. 55%, 14% gammons, and on a higher analysis level, oops, it gets a bit bigger. And then I didn't know how to play. I played this quite quickly. Computer favors the minor split, okay, and then computer favors coming out. Didn't want to lose connectivity between the back checkers. 6-1, 5-3. I thought about cubing here again. Well, this is obviously going to be less of a cube. Yep, fine. And then this was the move I had most trouble with. And I really don't know what's happening here, because I cannot really add any more to what I said in the actual match. But I guess one way to do it, like I said, is to look at the pip count and see that you're behind, so you can afford to stay back and prime. And then this happened. And was this a double? No. Slightly too good. And then this was a good double by Lawrence, so well played. 3-1. It looks like my 5-3 is gonna be bad. So, like Reese said, I should have stepped out. Well, stepping out was better than my play. And then he rolled pretty much perfectly. So even this 2-1 I should play big. That's difficult. Then I wanted to make the 2-point, but I changed my mind. Then I did make the 2-point. He came in. And then I had a tricky 5-3. Okay, no. So where did I go wrong? I think I just didn't have enough decisions. So I played pretty well, actually. Small things here. What should I do? Just try and make the 4-point. Okay, yeah, I lost the plot a little bit there. So I played pretty decent. I just made the one mistake with the 1-3. And the cube I got right. What else did I do wrong? What else did I do wrong? I got the cube right, but I didn't fully analyze it properly. I got the 3-1 wrong, and that was pretty much it. Small mistake with the 4-1. I'm gonna get a little bit of bread because I'm starving, and if someone wants to play, then let me know. I'm back. No worries, Reese. Reese would like to play, but he's got work. So, obviously, you have to work and not play backgammon. But I'm gonna go back to Galaxy and find someone to play. So what have we learned from that match? A little summary. We learned that we look at the number of spaces we can come in our opponent's home board, and we see that if there are lots of spaces, then maybe we're not in such a bad spot. We need not to get too... Why is this like that? What's going on? Oh, it's all okay, yeah. We need to sort of be a little bit calmer and see when... Oh, there we go. See when we might have counter chances. That's a nice word, counterplay. Martin's word. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to open up a window. If no one wants to play, then we're going to play another match. And hopefully we're going to learn some more stuff like we did in the last... Can you guys hear me, by the way? Can you guys hear me? It says there's no sound. I don't know what's going on. Is there sound? Jeez. Is there sound? Not sure what's going on. It says... Sign into chat. Sounds fun. Okay, thanks, Graham. Thank you for telling me. Okay. Mushin Ida. Wow, he's got a... He's 5... Burabista. Okay, we're going to play Burabista. I hope he's patient. I will just tell him I am streaming live on YouTube, so we'll take some time. Okay, he says sure, that's good. Okay, so he rolled a 5-1, and so I did as well, and then I just know that this is normal. I don't think there's any reason to slot. Hey Christian. 3-2, of course he's going to make the anchor. And now, this is tricky because... Why is it tricky? We don't want to relinquish the control by moving the back checker from the 24 point. So if we're not going to move the back checker, then we're faced with a bit of a problem, because we might have to leave shots in front of this anchor, and we don't want to get sent back with checkers that haven't gone very far. I mean, the opposite, that have gone a long way. We'd rather have checkers sent back that haven't gone very far. SJS Photography says, hey from California. Hey, how are you? My God, it must be 3 in the morning where you are. That's crazy. So what do? I want to play accurately. Do I play them both up? Then that kind of immediately goes against what I just said, that I don't want to relinquish control by moving up. I don't want to play over my opponent's head to the 2 point, really. If I play 13-9, it gives him a 5 to hit, and therefore if I was to play 23 to 21, it wouldn't duplicate the number he needs to hit me on his 4 point with the number he needs to hit on the 9 point. So I really don't know what to do here. Is my Facebook out of gas? I'm just gonna pretend I understood. So I think I might go with coming up with both. So changing the whole game plan, trying to obtain an advanced anchor and not going for a slot over his head in board, and therefore if I'm not going to do that, also eschewing the play which puts a checker in front of him on the 9 point. 24, 20, 13, 11 I didn't like. So it worked out so far. He rolled a 6-4. Of course I make the anchor. And now I was going to say, as the race is close, I should play 6 to 2 because I don't want to lose ground in a race where I've got racing chances. And maybe because he's got the 2 point also, I'm less inclined to want to get hit. So maybe I do play 6-2. It keeps the pit position balanced. I don't really want to take a checker off the midpoint. I'm not desperate to, since I've already unloaded one and I've only got 4 left. So I didn't like SJS. I'm going to call you Sydney SJS. Sydney Solomons says 20. I didn't like, he suggested 24, 20, 13, 11. And I didn't like that because it relinquished the control from the 24 point, which obviously my move did, but my move went for full pelt for the advanced anchor, whereas your move goes for a bit of both, I think, but there's not enough in each of them to warrant either of those individual plays, either the 4 or the 2. Double 5 was obvious. 5-3, yeah, he should just slot, of course. And do I want to get fancy and play 13-11 and give him 6 shots? I don't really think so, even though he's got a blotting board. I'm ahead in the race. I don't want to get hit. It's very difficult to make these decisions, but if I've got a 7 pip lead and I'm like about a 58% favourite without getting hit, then why let myself get hit when I'm not a favourite to hit him back? So nice play, 4-3. So clearly my opponent knows what he's doing. Double 1 is a great shot. Where are you from, if you don't mind me asking? I'm just gonna... From, if you don't mind me asking. Some people are a bit private on here. So I've now got a bigger advantage, although I lost ground in the race because I've got a broken 6 prime. But because he's got an anchor on the 21 point, it's not enough to double. I don't know these as references. I don't think it's necessary to learn them. I just think they're quite easy to get from feel, but I would probably need to be like a 4 or 5 pip. 5 pips up or 6 pips up, 4 or 5 maybe, 4 or 5 before the roll in order to be able to double when he's got the 21 point. So as I'm 2 down, you know, I'm always going to have to relinquish my control of his 6s by dismantling the 10 point. And because of things like that, the pip count isn't enough in my favour to justify doubling. And 6-1, I can't give him a shot, of course. He's got a 5 point board. I don't want to touch the prime, so I think I have to, by default, put checkers out of play kind of on the 1 point, leaving gaps on my 3 and 2 point, which I don't want. And now, of course, after that, it's a no-brainer. And I think I do have to leave shots here because the alternative is just putting another checker on the ace point. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily bet my mother's life on this play, but I would be absolutely aghast if it was right to clear the 7 point here. So, I mean, is he Turkish? No, okay. 43, that's my age. So he runs with a 5-3. Of course I can't double, but I do have some good numbers. I mean, let's just look at them for just posterity's sake. 2-1, 3-1. Almost any one is good, like even a 1-4. He's not going to have that many shots. I think if I know that I'm rolling a 1-4, I probably double, maybe. But, you know, there are so many numbers that are questionable. Anything with a 5. I don't think I can double this. And even this. So I don't think I can afford to hit either. I would if it left one block. So if I hit, like, if I play from the 7 point and hit and cover the man on the 3 point, it leaves all fours double 2, but it also leaves 4-1 and 2-1, and that can't be good. It's a lot of shots. All those extra shots really count. So I think the 3 is forced, and then I have to do this. I mean, I'm not sure about this, but I'm not gonna take too much of this guy's time up. But 6-2. So again, I can't double, but I've got some good numbers again, like 4-1, 2-1, 6-1, blah blah blah. 5-1 is, we knew, was a dud because 5s are bad. Yeah. No, I'm just covering all the bases, Sid. You can't double with 23 pips down. I'm not suggesting you can, but what we're trying to do is just cover the bases, go through everything that we can on this casual time setting. So I'm looking at here as whether or not I can burn a checker and play 6-5, 6-1, keeping the broken 5 prime, but I just think you need all the checkers there in play. And he still can't double this, even though he's 12 pips up. Even though now I've given him 4s and 5s to escape, but of course 5-1 and 4-1 won't fully escape, nor will 4-2. But 2-1 is his worst number, of course, because he really needs to come out as well, and it's his lowest number possible of pips. And again, because of the race, and now we have fewer good numbers, we definitely can't double. And now, since we're only giving 12 shots, we have to hit, and we don't always get gammoned. He can't double this, and the fact that he can't double makes it a pretty easy decision in my book. If he comes in with a 2, I think we can double. If he fans, obviously it's a pass. Don't think it would be too good. SJS says, Sydney, you're excited for the Sony A7 Mark IV. What's that? I have no idea what that is, actually. Sony A7 Mark IV. It's not the PlayStation. So my opponent's thinking of doubling, maybe? I mean, I hope the fact that he's freely chosen to play with someone on a casual time setting, that means that he's not getting too bummed out by me taking so long. Okay, so he came in with a 2-6, and now I'm behind in the race. But I shouldn't be getting doubled too often. Now, after his second 2-1, I shouldn't be getting doubled. Another 2-1 by me, and he is going to double, but I think... Oh yeah, of course, you're a photographer. God. So he didn't double, actually, but now he's 15 pips up, but now I get a 5-4, so... Silly me. Oh, okay. Sony mirrorless full frame camera. Okay, so now just gotta pay attention. That sounds cool. You're a professional photographer, I'm guessing, or... So 2-1, 4-2, 2-1. I split. I don't slot. My opponent should make the 20 point and the 9 point. That's... No, really? Could he do this? This can't be too bad. If I fan, what's going to happen? you know, so here, what we learned from the last game, 3 open points, right? But now, not only that, he doesn't have any particular propensity or ability to be able to fill those points. Unless he rolls like double 3, double 4, double 5, he ain't filling points that quickly. And so, adding to the fact that if I roll a 1, I feel I'm in a pretty good spot. Adding to the fact that if I roll a 5-4 or a 3-2, I'm in an excellent spot. That I think this is takeable. I was going to say comfortable take. I mean, I don't know how comfortable it is since I am on the bar and he can obviously hit a second checker. But when you have so many chances of anchoring, which I will have this go, but I'm also likely to be able to have chances of anchoring next go, since the only time when I don't have chances of anchoring is when he rolls something that hits me on there, and he's only going to do that with double 6 and maybe double 3. So most of the time I get chances of anchoring the second go as well. So Gustavo says hello from Brazil. Nice to have you here, Gustavo. Hi. So again, I don't know whether I'm making the right decision, but I'm at least spotting things about the position which makes sense, I think, which makes sense to me, and that's what I teach to people. And you know, like, even if he rolls a 6, I can still anchor and he's got these empty points. So I believe that's why we have this instinct to take a position like this. Martin thinks it's a take. Martin, just hold off a little bit of time till I make my decision, because I wouldn't want to be influenced. So he rolled a 5-3, I fanned, and even now I've still got some chances. Even without a board, I'm still going to maintain that, stick to my guns. So he didn't come out, which I'm not sure about. And then if I come up to the 20, it's natural to come up, but then he just does hit me and I've got no board. So maybe I just try and... I don't really want to play the checker from the 8 point. I'd rather be able to unstack the 6, but if I get reasonably lucky, I might be able to play most of my checkers okay next roll, and then I also might be able to make the 4 point. No problem, Martin. It just, yeah, just be a little bit... Simon Barjet. So I missed what he rolled then again. And there we go. I do get a little bit of... So that was a roll I could just about play. I mean, it does leave 2s and 11s, but it's not deadly if I get hit, and also I can survive being hit. So now first 2 should make the 5 point, of course, and then we don't know. I mean, most people would just play 13-5 twice within a heartbeat, but it's probably right to do that. So now, looking at this position, I noticed that he's got a 4 point board, so I can't just hit him with impunity. But having said that, if I was to roll a 2-1 now, I would gladly hit and cover, even though it would increase my risk of getting gammoned. It helps me win the game so much. Here I think we just have to do this and relinquish some outfield coverage. 2s and 9s, not 2s and 11s. Yeah, I meant 2s and 9s. Yeah, absolutely right. That's interesting that I said 11. So 6-4, now I can finally make the 2 point. And what am I left with after all this trouble is an ace-point game where maybe I have like 16, 17, 18%. I don't know the percentages too well. Fact is, I'm likely to be able to build my board in time for when... Do I make the ace? I don't really want to. For when he leaves me a shot. But having said that, the 4-2 is a little bit fast. And now... This is really awkward. I mean, running is off the cards to actually win. How far behind? I'll be 15 pips behind. Running with 1 is possible. But to be... Yeah, this is just... I mean, can I run part of the way like this? 17 pips down. I don't get anything from here. 17 pips down. This is like... It gives me like 15%. And what do I have from here? I gotta have more than 15%, but I get gammoned a little bit more. This is difficult. I mean, I've almost certainly ruled out doing anything but staying back, because I think it's easy to analyse what my winning chances are after I come out either to the 18 or go all the way. 15 pips is just too much of a deficit, and I think I have more winning chances here, so let's just do this. Horrible. I mean, obviously we don't like having to stay back in position where we don't have the 5 point, but what can you do? So while he's playing his double 3, okay, he's not anymore. 3-2, I can just make the ace, but I think I'm gonna slot the 5 because I really want to make it. If any of you guys are interested, I now offer to try and make it more accessible for people, slightly lower cost, a group class, which instead of being, usually I charge 45 for over an hour, I charge £20 for up to 5 people in a group class. That's going to be every Monday at 6 PM GMT, and it's sold out pretty quickly actually, so I didn't think it would, but you know, people obviously like the format. What I will be doing is just playing a 7-point match against them. We're going to try it out on Backgammon Galaxy on the casual setting, just see if that works. That might not be enough time. If not, we can just play it on Heroes, and then we'll look into all the plays after the game. We will have a WhatsApp group, and you can just ask me questions whenever you want. I will send analysis and positions. I mean, it could be a messenger group, but any group, or an email group. So if you're interested, just send me a message on Facebook. I think it would be a great format to learn. I think it can be a great advantage to learn in a group. Obviously you don't get as much individual attention, but there are upsides, so yeah. So we had this position where he had 2 on the 6-2 on the 4-2 on the 2, and I had a check. I had no board. I had 1 loose on the 14, and I had 1 in the air, 1 on the ace point, and he doubled, and we think it was a take. We worked out that we're going to get gammoned from nowhere. We worked out that it should be a take. (5-3), I think, get 2 crossovers. It's going to be close. So this gets everything off. Okay, so I save it and it goes 3-0. Okay. So 4-3 aggressive 2 down because I'm 3-0 down. Three, of course, he hits. The 1-3 is, yeah, okay, I hit, but I have to come in on the 24, and I don't like that. Now I have an awkward situation with 3 men back. So as soon as you have more than 2 men back, there's a lot more pressure on getting your backward checkers moving, since you always need a certain number of checkers in your front position, and obviously when you get hit, you lose an instrumental part of your army, and it really becomes incumbent on you to get that checker back to the action. You know, he needs to get back. So 4-2 is a great roll. If he rolls badly here, which isn't this, then I might have considered for a moment. And even after this double 1, I've still got a lot going for me. And I mean, this is obviously, or to me at least, this is not a double. But what's interesting is that he doubled this. I mean, yeah, I guess people are of certain levels in backgammon. That's obvious, and I mean, he didn't think too hard about this. Is kind of what I'm getting at. And the important thing in backgammon is to know what you need to be thinking about. I suppose that's what the value of teaching people is. Here, what he needs to think about is mainly the score, combined with the fact that even when he does roll well and makes the bar, I've still got lots of chances to get back in. And now I think, without really understanding too much about this, you usually have to get your extra checker off the ace point, and if I'm going to do that, I'm going to probably play the ace 6 to 5. But maybe he's going to make me look stupid by rolling a very good number that makes the bar. But I still believe I have decent chances, so I just come in high. I'm not worried about getting gammon, since I'm going to be 5-0 down if I lose a single. Yeah. I mean, of course that wasn't a double. And now he could consider making the 9 point, but I think, seeing that the gammon actually wins in the match, I would have done something like this, I think. And hopefully that I don't miss a double. I mean, could this be a double? Double 3 fan, is that a market losing sequence at this score? His take point's going to be pretty high. What is his take point? He can pass and go 3-2 down, and then he'd be about 3-2 up, and then he'd be about 57%. We can take and be 43, so he'd be risking 14 to gain 43, 14 over 57. How many 14s in 57? About 4. So his take point, assuming I don't win a gammon, is about 25%. But as soon as I have a sniff at a gammon, his take point goes way, way up. But he's got the anchor now, so I don't think... I'm just checking that I don't miss any doubles at this score. So ace 4. What am I looking at here? I mean, if I slot the elite 7 point, I'm looking to see whether his 4s are good for him anyway, and they're not particularly good or bad, they're just okay. If I don't slot the 7 or slot the 4 point, I'm going to have trouble playing my checkers, so I think I just have to go for this natural play and concede that I'm going to get gammoned a lot anyway, Although I'm far from sure about this, but I don't want to take too long. Also, if I get hit on the 18 point, I can come in with a 3. Okay, so what's his strategy here? Should he be doing this? Probably not, leaving me a 3-5 for not much reason. And now, having rolled a 5, he will make it, but he prefer to have the 9 point, I think, than the 8 point on balance. Okay. Double 4 is magnificent. So my timings, even though I'm still on, my timing could go south. I'm still a bit shaky. My 6s are gonna actually my 6s are gonna come out. What am I talking about? So that's okay. My 5s are gonna play to the 3 point, so that's okay. So I need a 6 at some point. Okay. Yeah, his bear off was likely to be inaccurate. I don't think that can be right. I think he just wants to try and clear from the rear. Try and clear the 6 point relatively quickly. 4-3. I could do with another 6 at some point. But now he's going to clear the 6, so 5s are going to work for me as well. Double 3, I will make the 2 points, not too bad. So he could keep the 4 prime and stopping me from leaving with anything that's not above a 4. 5-1, do I do this? I don't think there's any great need to come off. Okay, maybe there was. Okay, 2, I hit. So he's got 6 checkers off. His take points 25%. I think he's got roughly got that. What if I mean, if I make the prime, then maybe I'll cube. But I've only got 15-5 to make the prime. Plus, do I have anything else from the back? Double 5? No. So I don't want to give him double 1 yet. So like I said, my plan is if I make the prime, I don't want to give him double 1 yet. I think I'm still going to stay back, even though it reduces my numbers. Because double 1 is such a killer. Okay, now I have to hit. No, I don't know. Maybe I just go for the closeout. Maybe I just go for the closeout with 6 checkers off. I think it might be close to a pass actually, so maybe I go to a closeout and try and avoid the double 1 being so punishing. But now, no, I don't know, maybe it's still okay to do this. 6-3, maybe it wasn't to go too deep, and now now I've closed him out. So for money, I think if you've got 6 checkers off with a gap, then it's It's definitely a redouble. I think it's just about a redouble. But for money, your take point is much lower. So maybe I can just cube this. Maybe I just cube this. I mean, he could pass. I don't necessarily think it is. I'm not sure, but I calculated the take point to be 26%, and if I'm right, it could well be a pass. Although my checker on the 3-point is not ideal. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's gonna be not close at all. 6 checkers he can miss. Okay, so he needs a double. He needs a double 2. So interesting cube action. I don't know. He's playing really quickly, but fine. 3-1. So 4-3. This is like a sort of a gammon save score. 6-1, obvious. I don't think he can cube yet, but 5-2. I think I split to try and obtain the advanced anchor. 4-3. I think I would split, but I'm not sure. 1, 2, 3. And then up to try and escape with 6s from 21. What an incredible sequence. And now I need to think about, could this ever be a cube? Probably not. Doesn't feel like it is. Even with 3 checkers on the 24. Especially as I kill my own gammons. Okay, so I don't know why, but I don't think it can be a cube. But now after this, he's gonna hit and cover. Could this be anything being 16 pips up? This could certainly be something. Because even if I fan, he's not in great shape. He's not in terrible shape, but he's not in great shape if I fan. He's still got 3 checkers on the 24. So I don't know this. I'm not taking long enough, but 4-1 is not the best actually. There's lots of comebacks from here. So yeah, maybe this wasn't a cube. Maybe that was... I think I have to get the hell out of there. And just pay off to 2-6-4-4. Interesting. So something like this, my winning chances are, I don't know, not high enough to justify having cubed. I have to clear the 8. He's got every chance. My take point is going to be 40%. The 3 is forced. Yeah, I got myself into a pickle. Got myself into a bit of a pickle. But he, you know, he kind of rolled well to get to anchor up. 2-1. I have to leave double 4. And now, do I make the 10 point or not? I make his 6s really bad. So maybe I do. Maybe I do. I mean his 4-6 specifically. He will have to play 8-2 with the 6. And then if he comes in and doesn't roll a 6 and then rolls a 6, he has to play from his either the 23 or the 8 point. So that kind of made sense. 6-1, we do this and leave a bunch of indirects. So yeah, I'm not happy with the cube. I'm not happy with the cube at all. At this score, you don't want this sort of situation where you clear your 13. Hold on. I need to do that. What do I do with the... I think I have to make the 2 point. I'm very bad at these. I always get these wrong, so... Otherwise, my 5s are going to be really bad. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even be able to cube this at this score. So I've ended up in a situation where I've had multiple rolls where it wouldn't be a cube. So that can't be a good sign for the initial cube. 4, I can volunteer, but I don't think I need to. And also, he might not necessarily improve his position. He might not roll a 5 or a 7. He might roll like a double 6 or something, in which case I'm far happier not volunteering a shot. And then a 5-2 is almost forced. And if he hits, he should recube, I think, even if I come in. Yeah, this was... Yeah, he should recube. So do I have 40% here? How do I begin to... So for example, if the pip count was 119 to me, he would be like maybe a 65, 66, 67% favourite. And now I'm 39 pips better off than that. So how much does that give me? But if he's only going to be a 67, 68% favourite, I only need 8% more. So, good morning, Brian. Brian Brooks says good morning, and I say good morning. So if it's going to be close enough to 40%, then the only thing I need to consider is... No, I don't need to consider gammons, of course. So, is coming in and busting... So double 3 is going to come in and be bad, but 3-2 I'll be able to play, and 3-1 I'll be able to play. So that it looks, so far the analysis looks okay for me. Question is, what are the respective winning chances actually? If I do have 40, am I likely to have a lot more than 40? Could it be 50-50? Could be like, he could have 54, that's possible. So if there's a chance that he could have in the region of 54 or 55, then I can be quite comfortable taking. But then there's also a chance he could have like 62, in which case it'd be very bad to take. Because as soon as I go beyond, don't have my 40%, it just makes it very bad to take the cube. And then I'm looking at anything that's going to improve his position, like any numbers that close the board. Now he won't have anything. And then, of course, he has to roll certain numbers to get out from the 24 point. So I'm going to take without really knowing. And so I bemoan my bad cube. So what happened? Ah, he didn't come off, and I rolled a. What? I looked away. He didn't come off the anchor. Okay, 6-1. So do I play 6 to 5? Attempting to clear it. I think I do go try, and if I don't, then I leave the shot now when he doesn't have the 5-point board, like so. But I solve my problems. Yeah, it looked 50-50 to me, but I was looking at the worst case scenario. It looked 50-50, but yeah, I think I have to take another checker off here, and it's not that. In fact, maybe it's fewer bad numbers, but taking a checker off is important, so I'm gonna do it. Double 2 leaves a shot. Okay, so I leave the exterior shot, not the interior shot. So now I've got 8 checkers off. So yeah, I mean, I kind of went a bit 3-6, so I'm going to take them off rather than play 5 to 2. So now I've probably got 80, I'd say 86, 85%, 84, 83. Now maybe it's not as high as that. Maybe it's not as high as that. Now it's way late. Now I think he's favourite. Now of course he's favourite. Now it's unclear. One, 2, 3, 4. I should be okay because he's got 5 checkers. Okay. Need to not miss. Crazy. Okay. So thank you, Bora Booster, for the match. What let's have a look. Let's have a look. Okay, so 5-1, 5-1, 3-2. Here, the 4-2. How do we do with this one? We got the right play, so 24, 20, 30, 11 was good actually, but only a little bit worse than my play. 4-1, we played over the head, which was good, all made sense. I kind of lost the plot a little bit in the end. I think the double must have been a bit suspect. And then we got to this position where the computer likes hitting. No, it doesn't. 39, 6 to 3. Yeah, leaving a 5. Can that be right? Yeah, I suppose so. And then this was my big blunder. I should have kept the 5 prime. Yeah, that's really difficult to play just from a visual point of view. Really difficult. 6-5 was easy, and then what happened? He missed a bunch of cubes. Okay, fine. This was a big pass. And his double 4 was right. So that's really bad. I took a lot of time over this. And I'm still not getting it right. I don't get this at all, I have to admit. So what have I got if I make the ace? I got 27%. Then he gammons me 30% of the time. Okay. Okay. With the double 6, I've got 14% if I come out, as opposed to 12. Okay. Very disappointing that when I actually stop and think, I get it all completely wrong. Very disappointing. So 1-3, yep. We had this, and this was a good cube. I criticized this cube and it was hardly even a take. I kind of spotted it might have been a good cube after the 6-5. So my opponent played pretty well. What happened? My 1-4, okay, it was close. Maybe my cube at 3 away, 4 away was good. And seeing that computer said I played 4.62, but I've already made a huge take pass blunder, and so here, yeah, I missed some cubes. I missed cubes when... Does that make sense? When he can leave another shot? Oh dear. Wow. This was too good by 0.07. 0.05, and he took... That's insane. Why am I not seeing that? I am a little bit tired, but still. So the double 3, I was comfortable. This is not a double. This is too good. This is too good. Wow. What am I not seeing? Okay, it reverses it and thinks I missed a cube here, but it's a pass. I'm just not seeing this. I mean, I can see he's got 3 checkers on the 24. Ho-hum. Okay, so I wasn't really following what was going on at all very well. So when it felt like to me that, so we got to this position, but then he had to roll a 3. But if he doesn't roll a 3, then he's in a lot of trouble. But my feeling was that once we got into this position, I was in trouble. So I thought that I had cubed early without having any I got the double 5 right, any clue that it was too good. And so this is not a 50-50. This is very, very close. So maybe we can remember that 49 pips, something like this, is close. I rolled a 3-5 and then shouldn't have taken 2 men off. It's bad, it's bad, it's bad, it's bad. Alright, I want to quickly go back to this game. What am I not seeing here? So I guess while he has a chance of we can make the board and he rolls an ace, we've got all that equity there. And I just don't know why I didn't see that. But then once we close the board, then the position stabilizes, obviously, and he can't, we never get a second checker back. So without the checkers on the 6, 5 and 4, in this position he's got 27%. With 6 checkers off. So maybe that's something that I can remember. Wow. So I got everything completely wrong. Completely wrong. I was thinking that this was close to a pass. The redouble makes it slightly different. What if I mean the rollout makes it slightly different. What if I sort of do a different analysis level? All of these are going to be passes. Probably. Because of, like I said, the chance of him getting another checker sent back, he just can't afford it. So the sequence here was 4-2-2-1 double 4. Yeah, I don't know why when I saw it I wouldn't have made his play that. I would have played 24-20, 13-9-2. Maybe I would have played that, but his play was absolutely right and very fluently and confidently played. And then I thought about this for ages, and it's maybe these things are just, when you look at them more deeply, they get more complicated for a bit rather than easier. And so I was concentrating on the open points and the fact that they don't get filled too often, so you often have open points to come in on. But maybe I need to concentrate also on the obvious fact that I've only got a 1-point board, so he can just hit me loose with impunity. Let's check that 2-1 to clear a 13-point or not decision. I love the confidence in the chat. Sydney, you're very confident. Or is that just the American way? Yeah, I mean, maybe it was. You were right about the 4-2, I'll give you that. It was close. So yeah, with this cube decision, what can we learn? What can I learn? I think I'm onto something with the number of points that you can come in on, that's for sure a thing, but you've got to look at the state of your board. I don't often state the obvious to start with. The obvious is that, you know, he's got a checker there that he can hit, but we know that. We're going to assume that we're a little bit more advanced than that, and we're trying to look at other features of the position, salient features. So, and it's not even close. It's like a huge pass. Because the winning chances are a little bit too high combined with the gammons. Usually, if the winning chance is like maybe 66 with 31%, maybe you can foot a take. But because they're like 69, that's very high single game winning chances. And Sydney is very confident, for sure. So. But it's true, some people see things in more quickly than others. I'm disappointed with this double six. Like, again, because my instinct is right, and when I look into the reasons, I reverse my instinct, and I want them to get on an even playing level. My instinct would have been to play 2 to the 18. Yeah. Disappointing. Very disappointing, very disappointing. To be so far off, going back to that. So were we ever okay? Not really. I was so wrong with this when I was here. I was so confident as well. But I was aware that 4 away, 7 away is a tricky little score. It's like, yeah, he does get a lot from gammoning. So I kind of saw this after the event and was taking back my cockiness a little bit. And then, so there was nothing to do here. We were just falling back on an ace point game. These missed cubes, fine. This is rolling out on a high level. It says that it's still a take. 26%. I don't think you guys will be able to see this, but I can pull up the take point here. And it was 26, so I got that right. That's one thing I'm pleased with. I got the match equity calculation. 14 over 56, I made it, which is 57, which is a little shy of... Oh no, I didn't get it right. It would be a little shy of 25%, but I wasn't far off. And then this, so I felt he shouldn't hit. I was good with that. And then when I got to this position, this is already a pass, and I was off. My radar is off. And he took it too good. Well. Yeah. I know, Sydney. Sydney says I should have come out with the 6-6, but yeah, it's obvious, right? It's just obvious. But I'm using this to take time and to try and really figure shit out, and it's all good. I think I'm getting there. Take pass decisions are so difficult. When I play in Chouettes and people sort of laugh when someone makes a .05 and they say it's almost a blunder, like they haven't got a clue how difficult it is to get cube decisions right. You can make huge blunders. Also, I think, and then yeah. All right, everyone. So thank you for watching, and I'll catch you